Yeah, I think
2, 3, 4.
let's continue, Bob.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it.
Hey!
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it.
They're back at it tonight at Washington, who, what was the streak, Blake? Or what is the streak?
7 of 8? Is that what you're talking about?
No. The Wizards started out the year 2-2, Dan.
Well,
they are now 2-17.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They participated in no-win November.
No win November. That's what people
They were
were
0-14
saying,
in November.
They last won on October 30th. So you're going to want to get this one done.
Are you a Wizards fan, Rob? Okay.
He bailed after they changed it from the Bullets because he was like, man, this Magic stuff is lame. At least it solved gun violence in D.C., though, when they changed the name.
Yeah.
Right.
Got rid of it.
Yeah. The Tuesday night game, though, dude, against Memphis, to get them into the
No one cares.
Cup dude, I can tell you this, they care.
What? Money?
Yes. And it just looks cool to be like, hey, we're going to go. All these guys played in tournaments. Then they get $500,000 each if they win. And a couple of different guys referenced it, like in their on-floor interviews. Like, yeah, I got some reasons for wanting this, $500,000 of them. But even besides that.
Yeah, even if you make 40.
Yeah.
Probably another half is pretty sweet.
Just throw it on there. It's like 5-10 or something. And
I'm kind of on board with the courts, too, now.
Man, some of them are good, but the Mavs one I can't do.
I just know they're so wild, but it's like I'm watching it's like you're on acid or something. Or you're watching the Toon Squad, It's fun.
Yeah, I do like some of them, but it really just comes down to, like, does this hurt my eyes? And the Mavs one
sometimes it does,
is a little much for me. If it's a royal blue or, like, true red, that just pops so hard that.
But it's just it's a little sliver of the season. It's a long season.
Yeah.
Every game doesn't have to look like the Boston Gardens of 1984 or whatever. So, yeah, I'm in.
I do enjoy the battle that goes on of, like, I look at it and I'm kind of like you. I'm like, this is kind of cool. But I don't hate it to where I want to make fun of it. And I'm also not like a team employee or a league employee. Like, Followell, also because he's really into soccer, he's really into this.
Into the cup or the floors?
The cup.
Okay.
Harper is kind of like, this is a basketball game. And Skin is into it to the point where, like Evan Grant last night tweeted something to the effect of, like, does everyone have NBA Cup fever out there? And Skin responded to him.
Good.
But, dude, that game it was an incredible game. It's two teams that were both playing two of the hottest teams in the league, at least the conference. They're both really good. And that was a hell of a basketball game. The Mavericks were down. Let me go back to the notes here. They were down like
101-86.
101-86. They were down 106-97 with 313 of no field goals from either team. So there was a stretch where the Mavs kept getting stops and kept getting stops, stop after stop, and just couldn't score. It's like, all right, well, this one's over. And they're down 8 with 3:30 left, and we got to see the game somewhat turn on a new rule. Like, I don't know how much Mavs you've watched this year, but what do you know about the proximate foul?
Explain.
This is because of Kyrie. Last year in the playoffs, I can't remember who it was that was taking a shot, but it might have been Shea. It might have been Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They reviewed who a ball had gone off of.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a foul in the background that was obvious, and they're like, well, there's nothing we can do about that.
And the ball had gone off of him because of that foul.
But they didn't call the foul.
But so they had to award it to the Mavs or whoever.
Yeah.
Whichever team.
Might have been Minnesota. It doesn't matter, but yeah.
It was like somebody grabbed the arm, pushed it into the ball hit out of bounds, and then.
I think that was
game
the
two.
foul.
Game 2 of Timberwolves.
And then they called it, see, that's Mavs ball. Yeah, but he grabbed his arm and hit it, yeah.
Well, they call it now.
Okay.
They changed.
You're allowed to, upon watching the review?
The refs are allowed to decide that.
Okay.
If it's proxy. So, like, if it's
in the
20
proximity
feet
of the
away,
play.
I don't think that's going to happen. But in this case, there was a ball that clearly went off Derek Lively, baseline, and he got raked pretty hard on the arm, and it really didn't cause the ball to go out. It was going to go out off him, but he got hit really, really hard right there in the same motion, and so they sent him to the line. He was like 1 of 5 on free throws going into that, and then he hit 2 of them, and the run really got going. And it got going because
So is that not the way you think that rule should be applied? Because I do think the rule should be applied that way if indeed the foul had something to do with.
I guess let me walk that back. You could probably make the case it had something to do with it. To me, it looked like whether he got raked on the arm or not, that ball was going off of him because he was like the last guy to the boundary.
Yeah.
And the ball got hit in. So it's like, that's probably going to hit you.
So there are going to be times when it's not as logical that they use the.
But it was so obvious that they decided to call it.
Okay.
So he hit both those. We had just a flurry, dude. Dinwiddie, this is why Dinwiddie's here. There's going to be a stretch during the season where you're like, they have to get this guy off the floor and out of the rotation. But there will also be 4 or 5 game stretches where he looks like an all-star. And he's just the quintessential like bench guard now.
But isn't that what makes it weird that he didn't do anything with the Lakers?
Yeah, those numbers were terrible.
They never used him at all. Like, I'm a big Dinwiddie fan, as you know.
Turns out he's really good playing with Luka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those shots down the stretch were wide open.
He's also probably in a great mood because of Bitcoin right now.
True.
He's a big BTC guy.
Yeah. Oh, didn't it go over 100?
103.
Yeah. I got a text from my Bitcoin buddy.
Did you sell?
No.
I sold at like 40K. I had like a quarter of a coin.
100 grand would be cool, Dan.
Well, he's not going to give it to you, so no matter how long
No,
you
I'm
look
just
at
saying,
it.
like, that's a century mark. It'd be cool to.
So he hits a couple from the same spot, threes in transition. It's pandemonium in there. Followell's losing his mind. The Grizzlies are falling apart. And on the line was the Mavericks getting into this cup situation. And for a time, because there was another game going on, you thought they were going to have to win by at least 4. And they were down, 11 with 5 minutes left. It's like, this ain't happening. And it all happened. And they ended up winning very comfortably, despite the fact that they had more turnovers in a game than they have as a team since 2019. Both teams turned the ball over like 30 times. Kyrie, not good. Klay Thompson continued to give you nothing. And they still beat a top team in the West. And I'm prepared to tell you, this is the best Mavericks team of my lifetime.
Wow.
Look at either 06 or 2011 and look at the rosters. This is the most complete team they've ever had. On either of those teams, let's start at the big man position. Derek Lively's better than anybody they've had in the last 20 years at that spot.
Well, he's better than any center they've ever had, right?
Oh, yeah. You might be able to throw Tyson Chandler 1 year, but offensively, defense, I don't know. I would take him, bolstered by the fact that he's not backed up by Damp or Brendan Haywood. Gafford. The combination, like Luka's better than Dirk was during those runs, than the 2011 run for sure, maybe not 06. And then your second star, Kyrie's the best second player they've had since the 80s. And then just the rest of the roster. Now, the problem is there's a lot of really good teams with good players, but they're fun, man. They play great defense, and they have killers everywhere. Very, very fun team. I wanted to play you guys one quick video that I saw posted because Lively had missed the game prior with a knee hyperextension. Najee was still out for the Memphis game, sick. He still got your crud. But so Lively was out. I think he had like 15, 11, and 3 blocks. He was everywhere. And this is a video of him walking to the locker room, and he sees Michael Finley and Nico, the 2 guys who run the team now. He just looked over at Nico and gave him the, "Did y'all miss me?" Shit. He's awesome. And he's going to be here for a long, long time. You're going to get at least a second contract.
Dude, let's give it to
9 years of this guy.
Give it to Nico, man. Give it to Mark Cuban, who hired Nico.
Yeah.
Let's give him the credit because Nico is awesome. And I didn't like it at all. And especially after his first, he learned on the job a little bit. He made some mistakes early on. But how in the hell did he turn it around like he did?
Man.
Take a look at their roster from 4 years ago.
And
to become what it is now.
It's not just like the names, it's that he inherited the KP situation.
And you lost Brunson for nothing.
Yeah.
It isn't like, well, I turned Brunson into this, and this, or whatever.
Right.
You actually just lost him for zero. Yeah, you had the KP situation. Like you somehow got all of that, turned it all around, added the right pieces, tanked, angered Luka for making him tank, but then it ended up with Derek Lively, ended up with Kyrie, traded his best friend to get Kyrie. I don't know, man. It's incredible. It's really incredible. And then we even said it last year. Hey, did I see something? I thought I saw somebody say that I can't believe Reggie Bullock is out of the league. Is he out of the league?
That's
makes sense.
Yeah, he
just a couple years ago he was
playing 40 minutes a night.
Yeah, he was their defensive guy for the playoffs. Every game. Well, what if he was their 13th man now? Why not bring Reggie back?
I was thinking about another guy who's one of those type guys. Somebody from Mavs Twitter posted this video the other day. Do you guys remember Al Farouk Aminu?
Oh, of course.
And that guy was awesome. He was a Reggie Bullock type. He had 1 year with Dallas. It's like, oh my God, where'd this guy come from? And then I think the Blazers gave him a pretty big deal, and he was out of the league 3 years later.
Mm-hmm. No, Mavs Twitter wants to bring Dorian back.
Let's go. Anytime you want.
Is he?
He's being shopped, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw something on that. They want a first rounder. I don't think the Mavs have any of those. And I don't know. You give up a first rounder for him.
They don't need anything other than the fact that they have to play Maxey some, and he's done, bud. Maxey's done.